Most men don't lose women because of what they do. They lose them because of what they say. There are 5 secrets you must never tell a woman, because the moment you do, she'll never see you the same again. Here's the truth. Most men overshare. They think honesty means confessing every insecurity, every financial struggle, every past mistake, believing it will make her feel closer. But women don't fall in love with men they pity. They fall in love with men they respect. And once you reveal the wrong things, her respect for you begins to fade. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 secrets you must keep to yourself if you want to hold her respect and attraction. And watch until the end, because secret number 5 is the mistake almost every man makes, and it kills desire instantly. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Here we use Stoic philosophy and modern psychology to help men master attraction, self-respect, and masculine power. Secret 1. Your deepest insecurities. Most men confuse vulnerability with emotional dumping. They believe, if I tell her all my fears, she'll feel closer and love me more. But here's the problem. The more you unload, the less she sees you as strong. She may comfort you at first, but over time, she'll stop admiring you. And once admiration is gone, attraction slowly dies. Attraction flows upward. Women are drawn to strength, to men they can look up to and trust. When you constantly confess your insecurities, she doesn't feel desire. She feels responsibility. She begins to carry your emotions like baggage. And psychology is clear. Pity is not the same as respect. She can love you emotionally, but if she starts to pity you, she won't desire you. Case A, oversharing destroys respect. Mark tells his girlfriend every night how worthless he feels, how he's jealous of other men, how he doubts himself. At first, she reassures him, but eventually, she feels drained. She doesn't look at him as her man anymore. She looks at him like a child needing constant care. Case B, framing struggles as growth. David also has insecurities, but when he talks about them, he frames them as growth. Instead of saying, I feel like a loser, he says, I've struggled before, but I've been working on becoming stronger. His girlfriend admires him because he turned weakness into wisdom. The difference? Mark dumped his wounds. David shared his progress. The more you reveal your darkest insecurities, the more she feels like she's holding your emotional weight. Over time, she begins to think, if he can't handle himself, how can he handle me? How can he handle life? Attraction collapses, not because she's heartless, but because you stripped away the polarity. She doesn't want to be your therapist, she wants to be your woman. Epictetus said, control your emotions, or they will control you. A Stoic man doesn't deny his insecurities, but he doesn't hand them to others to carry. He processes them privately, works through them with mentors or self-reflection, and emerges stronger. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. B1, don't argue with her about how broken you feel. Show her your strength by embodying growth. Your ego might say, if she truly loves me, she'll accept all my insecurities. But that's not love. That's testing her patience. Love doesn't mean dumping every fear on her. Love means facing your fears with strength so she can look up to you, not down on you. The first secret you must never tell a woman is your deepest insecurities in raw form. You can show her your growth, but never make her carry your fragility. Share the wisdom, not the wounds. Because pity kills desire, but strength, even through struggle, fuels respect. Secret 2, your financial struggles in detail. When money gets tight, many men feel pressure. Bills pile up, debt grows, uncertainty creeps in. And in that stress, they look for comfort. So what do? They unload every financial detail on their woman. They think, If she knows what I'm going through, she'll support me. But in reality, the more you confess your financial panic, the less safe she feels. A woman's core need in a relationship is security. Not necessarily luxury, but stability. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how you handle challenges. When you dump every detail, your debts, your unpaid bills, your sleepless nights, you don't create intimacy. You create fear. Her subconscious hears, "I'm not safe with this man." And fear is the enemy of attraction. Case A, oversharing kills. Respect. Ryan told his girlfriend about every bill he couldn't pay, every late notice, every financial panic. At first, she felt sorry for him, but over time, she began to see him as unstable. Instead of admiring him, she started worrying about whether he could lead her. Eventually, she pulled away. Case B, composure inspires respect. David was also struggling financially, but instead of confessing panic, he told his girlfriend, "I'm restructuring things. It's challenging, but I'm handling it." He didn't lie, but he framed it as control. She respected him more, not because he was rich, but because he was composed. Ryan spread fear. David spread confidence. That's the difference. It's not the financial struggle itself that kills attraction. It's how you communicate it. If you reveal every ugly detail, you transfer your fear onto her. And once she feels unsafe in your presence, her respect for you fades. A woman would rather be with a man who has little but handles it with composure than with a man who has more but collapses under the pressure. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Your financial situation may be tough, but what she judges is not your bank account. It's your mindset. If you show panic, you lose respect. If you show calmness, you gain admiration. Epictetus reminded, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." Debt, bills, external events, they're outside your control in the moment. Your response is always within your control. You may think, "If I hide my financial struggles, I'm being dishonest." But there's a difference between honesty and oversharing. You can tell her, "I'm building, I'm working through challenges," without dumping every painful detail. Honesty is saying you're working through it. Oversharing is telling her every sleepless night you've had. One builds trust, the other destroys respect. A man once told me his girlfriend left him after months of him confessing his financial worries. He thought she left because of the money. In reality, she left because of his panic. Later, when he rebuilt his composure, he realized she didn't need wealth, she needed confidence. The second secret you must never tell a woman is the full details of your financial struggles. It's not about lying, it's about leadership. Share progress, not panic. Show composure, not collapse. Because money problems don't kill attraction. Weakness in handling them does. Secret 3. Past weaknesses in relationships. When men fall for a woman, they often feel the urge to prove they're real by confessing everything about their past. They open up about being cheated on, disrespected, used, or abandoned. They think, "If I tell her how much I've suffered, she'll see how genuine I am, and she'll never hurt me like that." But here's the truth. The more you reveal your past weaknesses, the more you train her subconscious to believe she can get away with the same. Humans are wired to make predictions based on patterns. When she hears that other women disrespected you, she doesn't consciously say, "I'll do the same." But subconsciously, she thinks, "If other women got away with it, maybe I could too." Your past stories set expectations for how much disrespect you tolerate. And women always test boundaries, even without realizing it. If you hand her a blueprint of your past weakness, she now knows your limits. Case A. Oversharing destroys respect. Adam tells his new girlfriend, "My ex cheated on me 3 times and I begged her to stay." At first, she feels sorry for him, but later she finds herself testing his boundaries, cancelling plans, ignoring texts, because deep down she knows he tolerated disrespect before. Case B, framing past as growth. Michael also went through betrayal. But when the subject came up, he didn't confess weakness. Instead, he said, "I learned a lot about myself and the importance of boundaries from past relationships. I won't repeat those mistakes." She respected him more because he presented strength, not scars. Adam showed wounds, Michael showed wisdom. When you dwell on past pain, you present yourself as a victim. And here's the reality: women are not attracted to victims, they're attracted to survivors. They admire men who take their pain and transform it into strength. If you tell her every detail of how badly you were treated, she may sympathize, but she won't admire, and admiration is the root of respect. Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your past betrayals, heartbreaks, and weaknesses should not be confessions. They should be evidence of growth. A Stoic man doesn't whine about what women did to him. He learns, adapts, and strengthens. Epictetus taught, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." If you frame your past as trauma, it weakens you. If you frame it as training, it strengthens you. There are two dangerous traps: confessional oversharing, spilling every ugly detail, hoping she'll love you more for your pain. Bitterness and blame, trashing your exes, which only makes you sound resentful and stuck. Both kill attraction. The high-value man doesn't dwell on pain or blame. He presents himself as wiser, sharper, and stronger because of the past, not weaker. A man once admitted that he ruined his new relationship by telling his girlfriend how badly his ex treated him. She comforted him at first, but later she said, "I started seeing you as someone women walk over." Years later, after studying Stoicism, he reframed his story. He said, "I went through a rough time, but it taught me boundaries and made me stronger." This time, women respected him, not because of his pain, but because of his transformation. The third secret you must never tell a woman is your past weaknesses in relationships. Don't hand her the script of how you've been disrespected before. Don't invite pity by showing her scars. Show her lessons instead. Because women don't admire men who survive. They admire men who rise stronger after survival. Secret 4. How much you depend on her. Hollywood movies, love songs, and romance novels glorify lines like, "You're my everything." "I can't live without you." Men grow up believing this is the ultimate proof of love. So they repeat it, thinking it will melt her heart. But in the real world, dependence doesn't build attraction, it destroys it. When you tell her your happiness, your identity, or your entire sense of worth depends on her, you don't sound romantic, you sound fragile. And fragile men don't inspire desire. Psychologists call this emotional enmeshment. It happens when your sense of self fuses with hers. Your happiness rises and falls entirely on whether she's there. At first, she might enjoy feeling important, but over time, dependence suffocates. Why? Because women don't want to be your whole life. They want to join a man who already has a life. Healthy connection says, "I choose you because you add value to my life." Toxic dependence says, "I need you because without you, I am nothing." The first builds respect, the second builds resentment. Case A, dependence kills. Respect. Adam abandoned his hobbies, ignored his friends, and stopped pursuing goals. He told his girlfriend, "You're my world. Without you, I'd be lost." At first, she felt flattered, but soon she felt trapped. She realized she wasn't his partner. She was his lifeline. She lost respect and attraction. Case B. Independence inspires desire. James loved his girlfriend deeply, but he had his own goals, friendships, and passions. He told her, "I'm glad you're by my side as I chase my dreams." She respected him more because she saw he didn't need her to survive. He chose her to share his journey. Adam suffocated her with need. James attracted her with strength. When you depend on her too much, you flip the polarity. She feels like the leader, the stabilizer, the parent. Once she sees you as her child, attraction dies. She doesn't want to carry your identity. She wants to admire it. She doesn't want to be your oxygen. She wants to breathe alongside a man who already stands strong. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When you depend on her for happiness, you hand over your freedom. You're saying, "My peace is in your hands." That's not love. That's slavery. Marcus Aurelius reminded, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not upon her approval, not upon her presence, upon your own mind." A Stoic man can love deeply, but he never clings. His love is a choice, not a dependency. The trap is believing that dependence will make her stay, that if you show her you can't live without her, she'll never leave. But the opposite happens. When you tell her she's your entire life, she feels pressure she never asked for. Attraction thrives on freedom, not suffocation. A man confessed to me that he lost his girlfriend after making her the center of his world. He stopped hanging out with his friends, stopped focusing on his career, and told her daily, "Without you, I'm nothing." At first, she enjoyed the attention, but later she admitted, "I felt like I was carrying your entire life." That's not attractive. It's exhausting. Years later, when he rebuilt his independence, women respected him more, not because he needed them, but because he didn't. The fourth secret you must never tell a woman is how much you depend on her. Love her, but never cling. The man who can stand strong without her is the man she'll want to stand beside, because the man who needs nothing is the man she needs most. Secret 5. Every detail of your plans. Most men believe transparency equals trust. They think, if I tell her every step of my goals, she'll feel closer to me and respect me more. So they reveal everything. Their business ideas step by step. Their fitness plans in exact detail. Their 5-year career roadmap. But here's the reality. Revealing every detail kills mystery, and mystery fuels attraction. When you hand her your entire playbook, she stops being curious. Instead of experiencing your growth, she prejudges it. Instead of feeling surprise and admiration, she gets used to hearing empty promises. Psychologists call this the novelty effect. Human beings are wired to crave surprise, discovery, and the unknown. That's why movies keep us hooked with suspense. That's why books are page-turners. We don't know what comes next. In relationships, curiosity creates excitement. If she already knows every move you'll make, she loses that sense of discovery. But when you hold back some details and let her see your growth as it happens, her respect multiplies. Case A. Over-explaining kills energy. Chris constantly tells his girlfriend every detail of his plans. "I'll invest here, I'll earn this much, I'll start this next month." At first, she admires his ambition, but soon she notices he talks more than he acts. Her respect begins to fade. Case B. Mystery builds admiration. Daniel keeps it simple. "I'm working on something big right now. You'll see soon." A few weeks later, he surprises her with results. More income, new skills, or a personal transformation. She admires him because his actions spoke louder than words. Chris impressed her with talk. Daniel impressed her with results. When you reveal too much, words replace action. You give her promises instead of proof. You lose polarity. Masculine energy leads with action, not constant explanation. Curiosity evaporates. Without surprise, attraction weakens. Women respect men who do more than they say. Every time you reveal less and deliver more, you increase her admiration. Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time talking about what a good man should be. Be one. That's the core of this secret. Don't tell her every step. Don't prove yourself with words. Prove yourself with results. Epictetus. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Don't reveal your entire roadmap. Embody your discipline. Let her see your vision unfolding in reality, not in speeches. Talking about plans feels good. It gives you a dopamine rush, almost like you've achieved something. That's why men talk. But women don't admire dreamers who talk endlessly. They admire doers who execute. The more you speak about your plans, the less she believes in them. The more you act in silence, the more powerful you become in her eyes. A man admitted his girlfriend lost respect because he promised too much. He'd say, "I'll start a business, I'll get in shape, I'll change everything." But nothing happened. She began to roll her eyes whenever he spoke. Later, when he stopped talking and quietly started building, things changed. Months later, she saw him healthier, more disciplined, and financially sharper. This time, she admired him deeply. Not because of his promises, but because of his proof. The fifth secret you must never tell a woman is every detail of your plans. Keep mystery alive. Share the vision, not the entire blueprint. Let your results speak louder than your promises. Because the man who speaks less and delivers more is always the man she respects most. So here's the truth. Don't confuse honesty with oversharing. She doesn't need to know every insecurity, every financial detail, every past weakness, or every move you're going to make. What keeps her respect alive is strength, restraint, and mystery. The man who speaks less and shows more is the man she never forgets. If this video gave you clarity, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Which of these 5 secrets do you think men reveal the most? Let's see what you think.